Some folk are born made to fly the banners, oh, they're red, white and blue. And when the bard plays hey to the king, oh, they point the trebuchet at ye, Lord. 'Tisn't me, I ain't no nobleman's kin, nay. 'Tisn't me, fortunate I ain't been, nay. Some folk are born silver spoon in hand, oh, don't they help themselves, Lord. Yet when the taxman cometh to the door, lo, the house looketh like a flea fair ye. 'Tisn't me.
Hello everybody and welcome to another 3BR actual play live stream. Tonight we're playing Unfortunate Sons, which is our Game of Thrones actual play, where we follow a group of mercenaries as they try and win the Game of Thrones, not knowing that eventually they're all going to die in Dragonfire. We're using the Warhammer Fantasy RP.
What?
We're using the Warhammer Fantasy RP rules to go ahead and do this because this is the only game that I can think of that is deadly enough. Last game, Marcus almost lost an arm. 4 games before that, Mid lit someone's head on fire and his eyeballs dripped out of his skull. Generally, a violent time was had by all. Let's go ahead and start introducing our players. First up, we have Joe. Joe, lean back a little bit again, man. You're killing me.
Bro, I can't go any further.
Put your camera down? I don't know. There we go. Better. You're on screen now.
Alright. Sweet. Alright, so now that I'm on screen, I'm Joe. I play Markas Storm. I'm the leader of the Unfortunate Sons, the mercenary guild, company, whatever. We travel the land, right wrongs, seek adventure, try to make a name for ourselves, and drink lots of beer and eat lots of tarts.
Lots of tarts. Next up, we have Tom.
Hey, I'm Tom. I play Mid. Mid is a jester who hails from across the Narrow Sea. He's descended from some old Valyrian survivors, and his goal with the Unfortunate Sons is to assist the party in their building their reputation and finding their glory.
All right. So next up, we've got Julio.
Hey everybody, I'm Julio, and I'll be playing Roderick, a surly, angry, ugly, smelly old man who is a priest of the Drowned God, comes from the Iron Isles, and he is here to spread the good news of, or the bad news, if you're a mainlander, of the Drowned God and his many preferences about many things. He has decided that he likes these kids and that he's going to protect them while they try and achieve their goals, partly because he heard that Markas had survived the drowning and therefore decided this kid, he's special. The Drowned God wants him for something, and he will see this purpose to its end and probably die trying.
Probably die trying. It doesn't matter anyway.
I mean, he's 50. That's really old for Game of Thrones.
That's true. All right. Next up, we have Leslie.
Hi, I'm Leslie. I play Frag, the street urchin. She is essentially just trying to just consistently find food and a nice, warm, sheltered bed. And these guys are giving her food, so this is great. Yeah. So yeah, she is quick with her hands and light on her feet and pretty skilled with her lock-picking fingers and setting traps. And so there she is, their little mischievous little scamp.
I like that Frag has a very simple, like, everyone's got these complex dreams about ruling Westeros and having coffee and all sorts of things. And Frag's like, I want biscuits. That's all I need.
Yeah, biscuits.
All right, next up we have Rich.
Hey, I'm Rich. I play Rolf of House Umber, the groups or troops or whatever we want to call us, mercenaries, maester. So I'm the one that heals them, tries to keep them from getting poisoned, and I swing a sword on occasion. So
as an Umber, you're not particularly bad at it. You guys destroyed that set of bandits last session.
We did.
Okay, so a recap of last session. You guys are in the midst of battle. Marcus and Mid have just charged overwhelming odds. Roderick has charged 4 people on his own also. Everybody's trying to get moving about. The only people who are not worried are Joellen and Xander, who are literally murdering a person every turn. And as the battle starts to... You guys are starting to turn the battle in your favor, but it's by no means a sure thing. You hear the galloping of hoofbeats, and for a moment you're worried. Is it reinforcements for them or for us? And you see the town guard run in. You guys make quick work of the remaining bandits and manage to save Robert and Elaine's farm. The magistrates and the other guards manage to lose no men. You guys, however, have Fret, who was mortally wounded and bled out during the battle. The guards are patting themselves on the back. They're like, yeah, good job on us. We killed all these people. We got the bastards. And you guys are like, y'all motherfuckers is like 45 minutes late.
Yeah, they are.
And so that is actually where we're starting at. For our viewers, those of you who did not catch the last mission, the mercenary company had discovered that a rival group of mercenaries from Dorne had laid claim to Selmy lands and was attempting to either evict or blackmail the villagers into bending the knee and declaring fealty to them. They're currently in the process of trying to figure out exactly who they are and what is it that they want. But for now, they have the minor victory of having saved this farm. So we're going to start the session right there.
All right. Yeah, Marcus rides over to the head of the town's guards, like, better late than never, eh?
What? we got here as soon as we could, and we're so glad that we were able to save your lives.
Wow.
Roderick laughs thunderously.
I guess we can call it that if you so choose. But I do appreciate the assistance.
Mid says that's the most glorious way of saying you were about 30 minutes late that I ever heard. But that's fine. We can dress things up for circumstances if you desire. Technically, you're the town's guard, and this was in your domain, and you folks arrived after we began the fight. So if you want to claim credit for it, you should have protected it in the first place, I think. But I do like you for showing up.
The guy looks at you and he's like, we are official bannermen of Lord Selmy. You're just mercenaries seeking a paycheck.
That's right. We're just mercenaries that Lord Selmy sent because you couldn't handle the job alone. I remember that time that Father sent a monkey to go in and help me with my juggling act. Oh wait, he never did.
Rolf is turning around, going.
He's like,
oh my!
Are you?
I got it.
Are you usually this rude to your patrons?
Yes. Not only am I usually this rude to my patrons, I also get paid for it.
It's true. He's not making a special case for you.
You say that, and he's like, well, you're no longer needed. We've done this. You can clear off.
Oh, okay.
That's gratitude for you.
Wait. Where's my biscuit?
Yeah, it's true. We were offered a free complimentary biscuit at completion of this endeavor.
I killed it. I did the thing.
I say this simple soldier is not going to provide us our reward. We must go see our master we must see the Lord Selmy for that.
Ah.
At that point, he's like, yeah. What do you expect me to pay you also?
No, we already got paid.
Harumph.
Trust me, we got paid.
How much do you get paid for a week? A week's worth of work again? It was 130
we got paid
gold,
for
right?
a month.
It was 130 gold. I'm saying this out loud in front of the guard. That's right. That's where you get to sweep other people's messes.
So, at this point, the guards are like, well, it has now come to us to secure this area, and you're no longer welcome.
Excellent.
We're
Get
no
out the
longer
cleanup.
welcome. Technically speaking, we own this farm at the moment, so you're not welcome on my land.
Sergeant Gregory no longer likes you guys.
Well, he's technically on my land. So.
Sergeant Gregory, remember that?
So yeah, Sergeant Gregory will remember exactly.
I look at him. I'm like, as you may have noticed, Robin and Elaine have moved on to greener pastures because we bought their land from them, more or less, and it will be going up for sale on a private auction soon.
Hey, he's like, wait.
But for the time
Robert
being,
and Elaine
you
didn't
are
own this
currently
land.
trespassing on my land.
Like, Robert and Elaine didn't own this land. This land belongs to Lord Selmy, and they were tenants.
You do see the badges that we're wearing, right?
He says, "Are you saying that you are Lord Selmy?"
Yeah. Wow. You simple folk. I'm not saying that I am Lord Selmy. I'm saying I'm here on his behest.
Excellent. So, you can't sell something that doesn't belong to you. But I suppose you could sleep in the barn another night. And at this point, he like turns away from you and begins directing people.
I bow down, like, how gracious, my lord, to look down upon us peasants with such honor.
Roderick very pointedly heads to the house, kicks open the door, and walks in.
You get the feeling that Gregory is also not going to pick a fight with you guys. Because,
Yeah. That's why I did it. Because he knows he wants
He
none of this.
doesn't outnumber you guys. It would be 10-9, right? But
Yep.
Each one of us is with 5
yeah,
days.
it's definitely not the fight that he wants to get into.
Mid walks over to the sergeant and says, "Sergeant, Lord Selmy owns the land, but the farm, its possession, and the capital therein contained within the farm is free to be sold from one patron to another so long as the next picks up the land, owes their fealty to Lord Selmy, and continues to toil the soil. As such, Elaine and Robert have charged us with selling their farm to someone else who's able to pick up where they left off. Understood?"
I know there was a lot of big words, but he made sense.
He says, well, I mean, good luck trying to sell a farm that was just recently under bandit attack. But that's between yourselves.
It
Roderick
comes with a
walks
free
out.
cap. Not that one. That one's mine.
Roger was out holding one of the things of ale that he was drinking with Ragnar before. Takes a swig, spits a little bit on the floor, and just looks at the sergeant and says, like, "You've been here entirely too long. Don't you have some chickens to chase or something?"
At this point, Ragnar walks up behind him and starts, "Bark, bark, bark, bark."
While this is all going on, I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to Roderick. Not Roderick. I'm going to go to Marcus and say, "Marcus, I need to deal with your wounds. Maybe we should."
Oh, that's right. I'm
retire
sorry.
so that I can take care of that.
Marcus is unconscious for all of this.
I can fall asleep after the guards leave.
Yes, that's fine. All right, sure.
You can collapse.
We'll allow it. Yeah. So at this point, Rolf does walk up. Marcus is white as a sheet, and he notices just now for the first time that he is bleeding his own blood, dripping off the tips of his fingers.
Yeah, I need to take care of you. Marcus,
It's being held up by a combination of testosterone and adrenaline.
Yeah.
Finally, Ragnar gets tired of being ignored and slaps Gregory's horse as hard as he can, and the horse rides off into the woods.
He just bolts off.
Mid looks at the horse, looks at Gregory, looks at Ragnar, looks at the horse, it's like, that might have been excessive.
Ragnar says...
Roderick just laughs.
Ragnar says, "He ain't my king. I didn't vote for him." And he fucking walks into the house.
Alright, so I let Rolf do his healing.
Okay, so...
Little known fact, the Iron Islands are semi-democratic.
And let's be clear, that's a reason that the Ironborn typically do not ride horses, because you can't trust them not to fuck up.
You said.
Alright, so we are dealing with needing to heal a critical wound, right? You need to stop the stem the bleeding, which is under the... do you take him inside?
Yes. Well, the barn. I don't want to think I'm inside the house yet.
I will stab you for every maggot I see.
No, I mean, maggots is a thing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you need to receive surgery to stitch up the cut.
Yep. So I need to do my healing check. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I forgot where the surgery was. I will find it in a moment.
Hold on.
Actually, I think I might have something for this.
You have something for it? It helps you?
To help out with the whole process.
Okay, so surgery's on page 181. All right, surgery. So, if you suffer a critical wound where surgery is required, you suffer the marked penalties until you visit an appropriately trained doctor or barber surgeon. So it's going to be you actually need the surgery talent to be able to perform surgery. Do you have that yet, Rolf?
Well, no.
All right, let me see how this works.
It's just some stitches. Come on.
Yeah, surgery's 100 XP away.
All right, so
Out of character.
test seal inside. When you have time to do it properly, you are a surgeon able to open and close fresh.
Is what he's going through considered a condition? Because I have something for that.
I have bleeding, which is considered.
Yes, he does have bleeding, which is considered a condition. Okay, so
I can stop the bleeding.
So here's the way this is going to work. It is an extended challenge. It's an extended test. And normally it is at difficulty 0. But since you have, since you don't have the talent, I'm going to have you do it at a -10.
Okay.
As a squire who's probably seen his fair share of people getting sewn up, can I help him in any way?
You definitely have not seen as many injuries as he has.
Oh no, of course not.
And please remember that you
in
now
a way?
pass out because you did actually die, but we fate pointed at it. Would you say mid?
Didn't Rick say he could pray the pain away? I want to see this happen.
Roderick, what do you got?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna go up to him and I'm gonna pour some salt water in the wound. And yeah, that's gonna hurt like a bitch.
That's okay, he's unconscious.
Yeah, good. And then I'm going
actually,
to
hold on.
give
Rolf,
a prayer.
are you in any way trying to stop Roderick from pouring shit on your patient?
It's salt water.
What is that going to... What's saltwater going to do for him, Roderick?
Trust me, boy. The Lord has plans for this one.
So,
And it includes saltwater in an open wound?
Obviously.
So be it for me to keep you from doing what you need to do, but I need to stitch that up as soon as I can.
okay.
Let me work, boy. I've been in a battlefield before. I know how this works.
All right, let's see what Roderick does.
It's fine. You little fall off. I'll get a tentacle if you fail. So I can be a Soldanesh knight.
All right. So what is your?
Roderick will begin to pray. Lord, your chosen one lays here wounded in your service. Give him the strength to overcome the hardship that he has suffered. Give him the hardiness to stand once again. Give his body what it needs to live. And yeah, I'm gonna try for a blessing of tenacity.
You actually have like for real blessings now?
Yeah. Well, no, not it's yeah. I have blessings. It's just I was trying to get miracles, but this isn't just a blessing.
Oh, the blessings are the little ones. Okay. All right.
This removes one
All right,
condition, so you know.
This is your second blessing in 2 days. I don't know if you read that whole calling on your gods excessively thing. All right, just letting you know. Just reminding you.
It's a moment, you know. Oof. So.
You do succeed because you said your own prayer, and I do give you +10 for that. So he had already removed one of the bleedings himself. You guys see that the salt water begins to boil, and the bleeding kind of stops. He still needs surgery to properly close the wound.
What?
But
Okay.
These are the things that cannot be explained by your divinations, Horatio.
What?
So now you can go ahead and make that roll. What I'm going to do is, because he took care of the bleeding, it's only going to take 3 levels of success. You can make 1 surgery test per hour. Adam,
I also have the heal skill. Can I assist with the actual
I
surgery?
will allow you to assist, which will... What was the assist action again? My brain suddenly frazzled, and all I could remember was assist from infinity.
I think it's like plus 10 or something. So the die roll or whatever. Or minus 10. As the case may be.
I will... combining skills? Assistance! Excellent. 10%, 10 so you end up even, Rolf, instead of the plus 10.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to roll my heal, I'm
Yes,
assuming.
you are going to roll your heal.
Can I fortune point that?
Everyone around you wants you to fortune point that.
Especially Marcus.
Well, I can... You know, I really hate these dice in this. I really, truly do. I've never in my life seen so many horrible rolls.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Hey!
that's way better.
From one end of the spectrum to the other.
You actually managed to close it up after the first hour.
Yeah, I went to do it, and I went, oh, wait a minute, that's not quite right. And then yeah.
Yeah, so you start looking at it, and you're like pinching shit together, and it's like, oh wait, I see it now.
Oh, that muscle should probably be reattached.
All right.
Jesus.
I mean, that's essentially what it is. They unattached the deltoid for a second. So,
he's gonna be in pain.
yeah.
They unattached his deltoid.
I ain't no bitch.
So
That's a different thing than closing a wound.
no,
dude.
the sword slice. So Marcus, go ahead and roll 1d10 wounds to yourself. If that brings you to 0, let me know so that you can roll a crit on yourself.
I don't want 7? No.
Okay.
I took 2 wounds last time, so I'd be at 14, so I'm at 7 now.
Okay. So you are, but you do have now the bleeding condition again. Rolf, if you want, you can roll another heal roll to staunch the bleeding from the surgery itself.
Why did he hurt himself?
He didn't.
It's
surgery is a thing.
If he sealed the wound, how am I still bleeding?
Surgery in this game automatically gives you 1 bleeding condition that needs to be then taken care of after the surgery is done. So Rolf, whenever you get the chance, go ahead and give me that heal roll.
Here we go.
And you're now at plus 10 because you have Roderick continuing to assist.
Oh my.
All right. Marcus, you are no longer bleeding, but you are going to be unconscious for the next 24 hours.
Fair enough.
All right. So an hour has passed. You guys have seen the surgery. You've seen Roderick's wiping the sweat from Rolf's brow, confusing bone saws with scalpels, and everybody generally doing the best that they can. Rolf does leave the barn and say that Marcus will survive. What is your current plan?
I guess we're hanging out for 24 hours.
I mean, you guys can very easily transport him. You do have the cart.
The cart is moving a wounded man like a thing in this game.
No, his wounds are stable. There are injuries that tell you not to move them without medical attention, but Rolf has taken care of that.
I don't want to fail my move man on gurney roll, but
you're fine. It's not like that.
I mean, if he's gonna sleep, he's gonna sleep. So
I need one last thing. I need Joe. Go ahead and give me a plus 20 endurance test to see if your wound becomes infected.
Jeez. All right.
So, FYI, just in real life, usually salt water would be, how you call it? Not disinfectant,
Sterile.
but the other one. Not sterile, but it prevents like most.
Astringent,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Astringent.
it does. It does help. You know. So go ahead and give me that endurance roll, Joe.
Yep.
Because of the +20, you pass. You do not get an infection.
Yay.
And you do not need to take the test for the critical wound because you got the surgery immediately.
That works.
After talking some shit, so immediately.
Well, yeah. So, are you guys loading him up, tying Bessie to the wagon, or how do you guys want to handle what you're going to be doing over the next?
Who's Bessie?
Cow, your cow.
Name thingy named Bessie.
All right,
Ain't nobody named cow Bessie.
all right, what are you naming your cow?
What was the name? There's the cow that got hit with the arrow had a name.
I thought I did name it Bessie. Oh no! I think I named it like Randolph or something ridiculous.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yes, probably. All right, so you take Randolph, who by the way is a female cow, and tie it to the cart to lead it.
Love it.
Hey man, I don't know what Randolph identifies as. Okay.
It's true.
We don't mess with Randolph.
Yeah.
So Marcus is unconscious. You guys put him in the back of the wagon. Mid, you can ride his horse, and then everybody will fit just fine. It is a 3 days. It is a 4-day walk back to Harvest Hall because you guys have people on foot alongside you. Do you want to leave immediately, or do you want to try and do that whole, find someone to buy the farm, or do you want to try and sell the farm from Harvest Hall?
I just want to. There's got to be a magistrate, governor, someone who's in charge of apple garden, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not Gregory.
So yeah, that's good because he hates us. No, we would just head to that person's office, let them know that Elaine and Robert vacated the farm. They have possessions and things like that are worth gold, so whoever takes over the farm can just pick up where they left off. And by selling off those possessions, we just like to have whatever's left over sent to
So the magistrate, you walk up to the magistrate, and he's like, "Well, there is remainder rent on the farm, and there'll be time that the farm is laying fallow. I think that we can just call it even and not charge them any additional rent while the farm is vacated. If you want to take any animals or anything like that, minor property, you can."
That's relatively fair. I mean, if you sell the place tomorrow, and there's anything left over, that's fine. Just send it north. Alternatively, if the farm's left desolate for a while and there's any kind of financial hardship, just also send word to us. Maybe we can send something back down.
Excellent. So as a DM, I'm going to tell you that in the barn there was a forge and a full-size anvil. That you guys can take the anvil but not the forge. If you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'll stash it.
So might as well.
You guys load the anvil onto the cart next to Marcus. You're not sure which one weighs more.
I grab the reins to Marcus's horse, who I don't think has a name, and I pull his face real close. I'm like, "Look, we don't like each other. It's known. It is known, right? But Marcus is hurt, and someone's got to take you back up north, and we're both doing this in service to our Lord. Get it?"
Are you talking to the horse?
My horse's name is Roach. They all are.
I pull Guinness out of my pocket, the mouse that I carry, and I look at Guinness and go, "Is she questioning me for talking to the horse?"
No, it's a clarification.
Go ahead, give me.
I mean, I talk to my animals.
Go ahead, give me that animal handling roll again.
Oh God. Sure. Fuck's my character sheet.
I mean, I don't know where you left it.
I wasn't asking you. I was rhetorical.
Normally, I talk to rocks.
It's charm animal, right?
Is that it? Yes. Or is it animal care? No, it's animal care.
There is charm animal.
I'll tell you
also.
what. Whichever one you like better.
Just so we're clear, I'm not any better at charm animal than I am at animal care. I don't think. Where is it?
I'm pretty decent at animal care.
Yeah, but Mid has already decided that he's having not an argument, but a
debate.
Oh, I'm watching this with
Oh,
amusement.
it is
then.
charm animal. I'm sorry, guys. You know, that's just me. I'm pretty sure animal care was a skill.
Oh.
It is under advanced
It's an
skills.
advanced skill. Got it. Thank you. So once again, the horse is like,
Snort.
this is the second time that you've spoken to it, and you get a definite feeling that the horse understands what you're saying. You guys mount up. The ride is 4 days long. You manage to rest without any issues, Julio. No rest shenanigans to be had.
No rest shenanigans. What? Is this really your game?
And you guys arrive at Harvest Hall. Do you guys send?
So I still might wake up eventually.
Yeah, you wake
right?
up at the end of the first day. Do you guys offer Joellen, Thorsten, and just Joellen and Thorsten permanent places as part of the Unfortunate Sons?
Yeah, if they want to stick around.
They
Well, it's actually, we'd have to ask Xander. Xander, you hired these 3. Under what contract did you hire them?
I hired them
What was
under
it?
temporary contract with the option for an extension, assuming that it was acceptable to all parties. He pulls out a contract with terms and shit.
Motherfucker,
seem
you
like
can read
Xander.
and write?
Yeah. I was a. I mean, whatever the equivalent of an altar boy is in Game of Thrones.
That guy didn't give me my biscuit yesterday.
Uh,
Yeah, guys, we'll get you.
he
one
tells
today.
you Thorsten can't read or write, but the X is his mark.
Got it.
Fair enough.
It's like, yeah, I'm for it. What do you folks say?
I'm fine with it. Like I said, as long as they want to stick around. They saw what happens when you join up with us. So.
Joellen says, I have a feeling that there are going to be many tales to be told and money to be made. I'm not much of a fighter, but I'm willing to hang out.
Works.
Thorsten says, I'm absolutely a fighter. I have 0 other skills. I don't want to ever touch a plow. I'm down.
All right,
Good
well,
man.
welcome to the Unfortunate Sons, both of you.
Do you send Xander, Ragnar, Thorsten, and Joellen back to the Pieces of 8 while you guys head to Harvest Hall?
Alternatively, I think we should send them with Fret to wherever the fuck he needs to be buried.
You guys buried. I assumed you guys buried Fret back where he died.
I
Oh,
would
did he have like
imagine.
family or kin or anything that we should send him to?
You
or...
ask everyone, and they're like, I just met the guy.
Fair enough.
I mean, you guys buried him with a marker. You know, anybody asks about him, you could tell them. But yeah, I did not imagine you were carrying his corpse for the last 4 days.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, these are old times. That's gross.
I will say that you guys did give him all the respect that he deserved. You guys, you guys treated him well. Roderick said some words, most of which should not be said on a family-friendly stream. Family-friendly. So you guys, so do they go to the Pieces of 8, and you guys go to Harvest Hall?
I mean,
Sure.
I'll leave it up to them. Do they want to come with us or not?
They should probably be present for reporting in, I would think. I mean, it's on the way, right?
No,
Like,
it's a triangle.
oh yeah, I suppose it is. There's a mountain in the way, so I thought we had to head north.
I mean, none of them have ever been to Harvest Hall, right? So might as well hang out.
All right, so you guys all head to Harvest Hall, and when you arrive, how are you guys going to have room and board for everyone? Marcus, your mother does not want to board everyone.
Have that many people, yeah. That's fine. I'll just pay for their rooms at the local inn if you don't need
I
to.
figured that would be the most likely case. Okay, so that's going to run you guys 2 days at the inn for...
Pastry.
They do feed you, but no. 2
Oh.
days at the inn for 10 people. is going to be 200 pennies.
Doesn't Marcus at least
200
sleep at his
pennies.
mother's
Oh, that's
house?
true. That's true. So let's say 6 people. So it'll be 60 pennies a day. It'll be 120 pennies.
And Mid could crash at the Selmies.
Mid could. That's why I brought it down to 6 from 9.
Got it.
I figured several of you could find things. So yeah, it's 120.
There's no free lodging for priests.
Nah,
This is-
you're
this
kind
is
of
bullshit.
no.
All right, so I just down arrowed the silver into brass pennies until there was 127 there, and took out the 120.
Perfect. What I'm going to do so that you guys can keep track of your monies a little easier is I'll make a character sheet whose entire purpose is just to keep track of your actual money and equipment in general. And we'll do that a little bit later. You guys arrive into town and ride straight up to the Selmies, at which point the seneschal there oh, actually, no, the sergeant of the guard, meets you. His name was Taryn. He says, Marcus, it's good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
What brings you back so soon? We didn't expect you for another 3 weeks.
We're beasts. We're done.
I will inform Lord Selmy so that he can summon the council.
Fair enough. That was the short version. Long version is we took care of the bandits that were raiding. We gained some information as to where they might be based out of and who might be leading them. And that's about it right now.
Well, hold that information for the council. Hold that information for the council momentarily. So he goes ahead and only the 5 of you are brought into the council. The other 4 are left outside with your stuff.
Do they let me take the cow in?
Not into the council chamber. Absolutely not. Sergeant Taryn didn't even ask about the cow. And when you ask if you could bring it in, he's like, no, I am not allowing that fuckery. I don't even know what you're doing.
It's fuckery. It's mid.
Sorry, it's that tomfoolery.
There you go.
Also, Skull gave me a
I
free
saw.
fortune point. So.
All right, so oh, tomfoolery. That was
Oh,
good. So you guys walk in and you see there Lord Selmy, Lady Selmy, Taryn, and Vanar. You know that was awesome. You know that was fucking great.
I turn to Frag and I say, remember, there's very little people on this planet worth bowing to. These are some of the ones that is worth bowing to.
Oh.
So when you walk in, you actually see Arn Dane standing there as well. Your former knight.
Fair enough. So I bow, and my lord, so I returned. Slightly earlier than is planned, but with good news.
Please, let us know what happened.
Okay, so I basically reiterate, we went there, we met the town guard, we got information, we rode out to check out the farms. A rider clad in black, carrying a Dornish blade, headed past us. Rolf and Frag took care of him. And then the whole thing with the mid trying to talk to them and, play them and have them show up. We fought, town guard acted like douchebags, we did our thing. And I especially mentioned the fact that Triss, who was the one that was trying to disrupt the wedding, has been named their leader by the person that came to talk to us. And I asked Mid for the little coin that he found.
They should have already received it because we sent it by Raven. But I pull out the etching of it. I did. The rubbing.
Lord Selmy says this is most concerning. Summer Hall is empty. We sent 20 men to go and check it out. They should be back any day now.
Mid says, George, we did hear from one of the bandits that Triss claims that she once had ownership, or her family once had ownership of the land. she did appear to be Dornish when we met her. Is there any chance that there is a Dornish house specifically who once laid claim of this land in the past that we know of? I'm sure there are probably 100, given the frequency in which this land has been fought over. But if one happens
So
to,
Master Vanar leans very far back, and he says, "If there is a Dornish claim to Summerhall, you'd probably have to go to Dragon's. What's it actually called? What's the capital of the Stormlands? Anybody? Anybody?
Storm's End.
Storm's End. You'd have to probably go to Storm's End and check the master book there to see any and all claims. The maester there is a particularly good sort. Too much emphasis on genealogies. Although Lord Baratheon doesn't give them much else to do. But if this claim probably is not real. They're just claiming it for the sake of claiming it.
They're just claiming it to try and justify their bloodshed, in my opinion.
Selmy says, "You have saved my people. You have put to the knife those who attempted to kill us. And under the request of Lord Baratheon, under the suggestion of Sir Dane, we would award you with a knighthood in your own right."
I bow very low, and I'm like, "My lord, you honor me greatly. I hope." Wait, did he say by request of Lord Baratheon, as in like Robert Baratheon?
No, that'd be
okay.
King.
I was like, that'd be a little too much.
That'd be King Baratheon. No. This is
Yeah.
God, what's his name? Fewer.
Gotcha.
The boring Baratheon.
Stannis.
Thank you.
Stannis, right? Yes.
The boring Baratheon.
Hey,
You
just
mean
the fact
Stannis the Manus?
just the fact that I made it onto Stannis' radar is good enough for me.
So yes, the boring Baratheon. Fuck all of you. So I didn't read the last two books.
No, I don't even bow. I drop to a knee and I say, "My lords, you've done great honor to me and my name."
So.
And I don't know how to thank you at this point.
So Lord Selmy stands and he says, "You weren't supposed to be back yet, and the ceremony would have taken place when you return. However, your knight has a gift for you, and I have a gift for you." And so
I'm still kneeling on the floor. I don't know if I should rise or not, so I'll just stay
you're
there.
exactly where you should be. Arn walks up and he hands you a bridle and harness, and he says, "While your horse has served you well, a knight of the realm requires a war horse. In the stables, there's a great ornery beast of a horse that I've chosen just for you."
Sounds promising, my lord. Thank you.
At this point, Selmy walks up and he says, "While it has been, I did not know you while you were younger. I have seen the man that you are, and I have seen that you are a defender of the people." And he gives you a shield with the device of the Unfortunate Sons, but it is actually a full metal shield.
Oh.
You can tell that it's actually lighter and well built. And he says, "So, Sir Markas, the next step is we need to do research and we need to speak with Lord Stannis and see exactly what it is that we're going to do about Summerhall. This is now becoming a larger matter than what it is that you are equipped to deal with, although your company continues to grow, and I would like to see you be an honored and trusted mercenary company. 10 men cannot handle the large issues that are being brought about. Perhaps when next I need to raise banners, you'll have enough men to join us, to fight alongside us. In the meantime, return to your home. He actually says, "Do you have a home?"
Yes, I do, my lord.
Excellent. And with my blessing, begin your estate and begin what it takes to be recognized as a knight. At this point, Master Vanar walks over to Rolf and he says, "You passed your second link.
I did, my lord.
You have also demonstrated a proficiency with the ravens recently. Ravens sent on the fly from many locations is a difficult task. And so I've been authorized by the college," and he hands you the black ring that is for raven mastery.
What?
He says, "This is your third ring, and you can now call yourself a maester."
I kneel and give them thanks, my lord. You honor me with this present. I will not let you down.
So Vanar bends over and he whispers just to you. He says, "Understand that you are only the second or third maester that I know that achieved their title beyond the walls of the college." And he says, "Continue to show them that knowledge isn't only held in the libraries."
I will, my lord.
So, anybody else want to say anything else before you guys are dismissed? Yeah, Mid, go ahead.
Can I, like, since people are having conversations, can I walk over to Selmy?
Yeah. As you
I
walk
walk
over,
over,
like Selmy first looks at you, but since there's like a couple of serious things going on, he doesn't immediately say anything. He just looks at you.
Okay, my lord, I have returned with a gift of my own.
I'm going to wait until I know what the gift is before I thank you.
I have brought you one dairy cow of the highest design, bought and paid for from Apple Garden. And Mid saying it slow because he knows he's being fucking ridiculous, and there's way better gifts being given around, so he's not hamming it up. He's like, "So I brought a fucking cow because I'm that guy, but I know I'm an ass." And he's like,
He says, "You know what, Mid? I'll look on its black and white hide, and I'll think of you."
Mid looks aside. "Is it okay if it's brown?"
Roderick cracks up, just laughing.
Yeah.
Guffaws.
Yes, Mid. That's fine.
Excellent. Then I have a favor to ask.
He's like, "Ha!"
It occurs to me that you have made a knight today, and every knight deserves a squire.
Yeah, normally it takes a little bit of time, but yeah, sure. What?
It would be a great honor if I were to take that role. I've traveled the man for many months. I've seen the ways of armor, and I rode his horse while he lay injured upon our cart.
So he looks at.
There is no one better suited to do the role.
So he looks at Marcus. You guys know the Gerard Butler looking back, the Leonidas looking back at his wife. He looks at Marcus, like waiting for Marcus to respond in some way.
I just nod.
And he punches Mid as hard as he can right in the mouth. And he says, "The path of knighthood is marked by the blows and injuries that we sustain, by the pain that we follow in pursuit of defense of the nation. That is your first blow as a squire, but it definitely won't be your last."
Mid stands up and says, "My lord, the last time you struck me, I told you I'd never let another blow go unanswered, but I dare say I earned that one."
He says, "You know what, Mid? You really have." And he says, "Please don't let me be known as the lord who let a fool become a knight."
I don't know if I can prevent them. Yes, done. Sure, I'll do my best.
All right.
You got it.
So,
Uh?
so you guys leave, and
How fucked up is Mid's face? By
oh
the
my
way?
god, he really hit you hard.
Roderick grabs him, like takes a look side, gives him a couple of slaps right on the side where he got hit, and it's like, it'll heal up fine, don't worry.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's bad. He wasn't wearing a gauntlet, so it wasn't as bad as he maybe would have liked it to have been, but it was pretty rough.
Hey, Roderick, do you have any of that salt water? Mid might need a little bit.
Swish it around a little bit.
Yeah, Frank will go up and be like, why do you want to do that?
Wow.
Is that what it takes? That's dumb.
It's a man thing, Frank.
The question that is often asked, why do you want to get hit like that?
What? Like,
And
what?
heavy fighters everywhere are like, yeah, of course, that's exactly how this is done.
What? That's so dumb.
So you guys, are you guys doing anything else in Harvest Hall, or are you guys just leaving?
Are they actually holding the ceremony in 4 weeks or whatever? Or
No,
weeks?
he's like, that's good. We gave you your presents.
Fair enough.
So what you get downstairs and you see that next to your cart, your draft horse, your riding horse, there's now a giant fucking destrier.
Oh.
It is
looks like
black with some white markings. It's called Inclement Weather.
Really?
It's not actually called. It's
Horrible.
not actually called Inclement Weather.
Whoever named this horse cursed it. Never ride it, Marcus.
No,
Never
no,
ride
it's
it.
not actually named Inclement Weather. You guys can name it whatever you want. However, the question remains, what are you guys doing? You guys just became knights. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to Disney World.
COVID.
You say COVID? Disney's well and
Yeah,
open.
it is. It is.
Dude, I've gone 3
I
times,
know,
like,
I know.
since they reopened.
I just got vaccinated.
Have
so
you
I'm-
really?
Well,
Yeah, it's right there. Just take a drive.
yeah.
Well,
I am only an hour and a half from Disney, so.
Yeah, I'm only an hour.
so.
I'm 3 hours, but I have friends who live there, and I can stay with
And
them.
gas doesn't
I'm also
exist for you.
hours.
And gas doesn't exist for me. Haha.
Why doesn't gas not exist for
He has a
you?
Tesla.
Electric life.
He has a Tesla. The jerk.
Oh, so
I'm so
good.
jealous.
So good.
Anyway, so do you guys spend any more time in Harvest Hall? Is there anything you want to do in Harvest Hall before we move you over to the Pacific?
Not really, no. I mean, I go visit my mother.
Okay. Your mother, by the way, sees you guys riding up, sees the La Pinta que llevas.
I don't think that much,
For
man.
the English speaking?
The fact that you're on a mighty horse, the fact that you've got men following you, and she's like, Marcus, you seem to be doing so well for yourself. I feel that I'm doing you a disservice by not having a proper house with servants to tell your glories.
I'm sure we'll find a way to rectify that soon, mother.
Excellent. Please come in. I'll have my servant make you guys dinner.
Marcus whispers to Rolf, I'm not saying she's a gold digger.
You think?
Shh.
Roderick overhears this, puts one hand on each one of their shoulders. Is like, the question is, boys, is she single?
She is.
She actually is.
My lord.
Hey,
Pour
man,
some salt water in the hand, slicks back the hair. Hi.
How you doing?
What? I can see that one coming. Gotta be careful, she pays the iron price for her.
Marcus wholeheartedly approves of Roderick conquesting his mother.
Good lord.
That's fine, because however much you approve, your mother disapproves by that much and a factor of 5.
No. This is a game. I want to see that roll.
She's rolling D100s.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We gotta have post charm roll. Charm versus
Give me
cool.
that charm roll.
Yeah,
Roderick is
okay.
gonna come up to her, take her hand, kiss it very tenderly, and say, "Roderick Harlaw, of House Harlaw."
He's actually noble born.
Good boy.
He gets a plus 20 on that roll for that.
Boys
What?
laying it on thick.
All right, roll.
Yes.
No way.
Oh no, it's
But he had a
not
plus
great.
20.
It's opposed, so
He had a plus 20, and it's opposed. Let's see that cool roll.
if she crit rolls, fails.
You guys are awful people, and I can't believe I'm rolling to see if. No, she's not. She's like.
You rolled a D100,
That's,
dog.
that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Is it? Thought you rolled cool.
Yeah, she's like. She takes like initial disgust of House Harlaw. She's like, oh, and she's like, nope, still smells. You can try.
That's okay. It's an extended test. You'll get to make a few more rolls over the years.
Yeah. Roderick
I
just sees her go away with a smile on his face, and it's like, "I'll wear her down."
I'm wearing you down.
I look at Roderick and I'm like, sometimes when the waves go a little too high and your shot goes across the bow, that's what you just did there. But aim a little lower next time, and maybe you'll hit.
Much like the waves on the cliff, I'll wear her down.
So you guys spend the evening with.
Bragg is definitely confused. Like
Frag, I am literally God in this world, and I am also confused.
yeah.
Roderick's playing a bard all of a sudden. He rolled to seduce.
So, Jesus Christ. All right, so you guys spend the evening with Marcus's mom. You guys spend the night, and then you leave early in the morning with your troop.
No. We're not done
sorry.
here. There's more to be done. Mid is going to spend the entire evening telling the tales of Roderick Harlaw of House Harlaw.
Do any of those tales involve him being wealthy?
They involve him being a man who's noble born of well respect, and him saving her son's life.
All right.
Fuck it.
Okay.
Wow.
She could blow it past his charm roll, but she can't fuck with mine.
All right. So Roderick, next time you see her, we'll keep that in mind.
The best wingman this side of Westeros.
All you gotta do is say hi, bro.
All right.
And that's a callback.
I know you're doing. Stop it.
So, anything else in Harvest Hall?
Frag and Mid off camera check on their orphans. Throw some gold towards the bartender, bar owner, inn owner.
He actually tells you that the orphans that you have provided homes for have created now have managed to get jobs, and so now they are providing money. So he's like, I can't in good conscience continue to take your money. It's sort of taking care of itself. You've done a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
We've ended homelessness. No.
Nice.
I just say, should there happen to be more unfortunate children that arise for one reason or another, take care of them and send us the bill.
Any more unfortunate sons or daughters?
Yeah, because it's important thing. Word. Mid.
So
you
so
did
he
it.
tells you that he says what you've done has been a great help. Crime has actually gone down in the city because of it.
Excellent. And if any of those lads decide to wield a sword instead of a spoon, send them north to us. And Mid walks off like he's important.
I mean...
Yeah, well, he's... Scamper.
I'm like, hey, Mid, they can send the lasses too. We're not, we don't only hire the, the male children.
It's a figure of speech, man.
Yeah, hold on. Wait.
We're an equal opportunity mercenary company.
Oh, yeah. I meant to tell you guys that Joellen and Thorsten are your last named hires for a while. Everyone from here on out is going to be red shirts.
Also, to be clear, I was just quoting Ned Stark when he was talking about Gendry. That was a direct quote from Game of Thrones.
Oh.
He says instead of that boy doesn't want to wield a hammer and wields a sword, send him to me.
Yeah. Well, Mid can retort with the fact that we're culting unfortunate sons.
That's also true.
Say, because there's been a piece of RP that we discussed a while ago that never came up, so...
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. You
Say
know,
it.
change the show name. I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys leave Harvest Hall. It takes you, what did I say, 3-4 days to get there because you guys are walking. You arrive at the Pieces of Eight. You see behind the Pieces of Eight, the first floor of a 2-story building has been completed. It is a small building. And Varn, you guys walk up, and Varn says, "You guys, rent's nearly due. How do we
Alright,
want to
how much
handle?
are
How do
you?
we want to handle this?" It's
What's the
He
rent?
says, "It seems to me that building doesn't hold this many people."
Nope. Well, wait. No, it does. Or it will. Come on, I sent you the design plans.
I remember. I'm going to go check it again.
Those 5 beds are bunks, remember? So that's 10.
I mean, it's crowded, but yeah.
We're soldiers. We just need to sleep.
So he says, "What is your plan?"
All right. I offered you protection, and I mean to go through with it. I can't protect you if I'm way over there. By the time I get here, this place will be burnt to the ground. So consider this like a way station, guard tower, or however you want to consider it. I know my official encampment's not going to be in your backyard. It'll be up the road a piece. But know that they will always have a garrison's fort tower thing on,
Oh, guard.
yeah, a guard
And-
tower on your land, close enough that if something happens, whoever's in there will come out and defend you.
Seems fair. If you're going to provide that building is always staffed by at least 2 people at all times, I'd say that's fair price for the rent. In addition, and then we'll also give you the discount on drinks while you're here.
Works for me.
And tarts as well, I presume.
Oh,
Discounts on all goods.
Did Robert and Eileen show up? I believe it was Eileen, right?
He says yes, and I sent them to what I feel is a suitable place for you guys to begin your own lands.
Fair enough. I didn't expect them to be like right outside like we are. Farm takes up a pretty decent amount of land.
And you will get a discount on what they begin producing when the time comes.
I think we can
Exactly.
definitely make a good relationship here.
Judging by the farm they had at Apple Garden, they had plenty of crops and they had dairy cows. So
Which you guys still
you
have
could look
one
forward
of
to
them.
didn't we leave it there or did we take it
I'm
with
sure
us?
you took the cow.
Did Selmy give it back?
No. You
Did you take Randolph with
no,
us?
You guys left one cow with Selmy and brought the other one because it's
Oh, we took Randolph. That's Randall Luspis. I gave it a last name.
Well, Randolph is eventually going to be steak or something, right? Because like
The dairy cow.
that's true.
yeah. You don't kill the dairy cows.
That's true. All right. Well,
So
we have a dairy cow.
So now we're gonna go ahead and with this closes the chapter. And
Yay, more XP.
I gave you guys the XP last week. We're not getting more than that. Now the question becomes, what is it that you guys want to do as far as a base? What is it that you guys want to do as far as downtime? During these 3 weeks, you guys are going to have to pay salaries and the upkeep costs of your mother.
I left the gold digger her monthly share, which what would that be?
Do you remember what it was last time? Because I don't.
I know it wasn't a lot, but it was definitely like a couple gold at least.
Like I said, I remember that we did. You essentially were renting her a house, which gets unnecessarily expensive.
Yeah.
Here we go. So
I know it wasn't obnoxiously expensive.
I think
because I wouldn't have.
So I think what it was that renting her house was 1 gold crown a month, and then you also gave her like an extra gold crown for servants and food and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
So 2 gold crowns.
So two
Two
gold
gold
crowns.
crowns. If you want to write that down somewhere so don't forget again. Maintenance costs for Mama Marcus is 2 gold crowns a month. Currently, however, she is absolutely leaning towards the fact that you're now a nobleman and you need to do something about that.
So do I like pick up a last name at this point, or I still?
No, you're still Sir Marcus. Well, now you're just Sir Marcus. You can pick up a last name when you got more.
Titles
Well,
and stuff.
there have been nobles and noble houses raised with the last name. Like until you become a noble with your own household, you can keep Storm. Like you can be Sir, Rindon Flowers. You don't have to get rid of your last name then.
When Braun got knighted, he got a last name Blackwater, but I don't know if that's mandatory or.
That is true.
He got a lordship at that point in time though as well.
Yeah, he was also
That's
Knight
borderlands
and
and stuff.
lordship.
Yeah.
That's
He got Blackwater when he got his lordship, but Braun was a weirdo.
Maybe he became a landed knight.
Braun was the best character in that entire show.
Braun,
Yes, he was.
100% was the best character in that entire show, without question. I hope.
He's also the highest level character, because think about it. He fired that arrow and killed like all those people. That's all his.
And a
XP.
dragon.
So,
He gets mad XP.
I hate it when the dragons die.
Oh yeah, so did I. I love the dragons.
I hated it too, except when Braun killed it, because dragons, Braun.
So I will say
Braun-
that so far we're more consistent with our story than they were. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so I wrote down Mama Marcus' monthly payments is 2 gold,
Marcus.
which brings us down to 228 for gold, 73 silver, and 7 brass.
Right,
bucks.
and so now I'm going to tell you that your expenses as far as people.
Well, we just paid the month. Remember, we paid the month before we
Right,
left.
but it's
so
now going to be.
we have to pay at the end
No,
of the
it's
month.
already been 3 weeks, and then you're going to have 3 weeks of downtime. So you're paying again now.
Okay.
It's time.
All right, so let me know how much it is so I can subtract it.
So I'm gonna do. We're gonna say that it is 1 gold per week because you're providing room and board per person. So it's gonna be 16 gold per month for the NPCs. I don't know how you want to handle PCs and their money, but you can keep track that the named NPCs are going to be 1 gold crown per week.
All right.
Next up.
Bragg does not understand how that economy stuff works. She just knows pay, get food.
Frag has other things to worry
What?
about. Frag's only vote is that they make sure that they hire a cook.
Yes.
I mean, we already have a cook and a half.
Yeah, we got that giant dude. He's a cook.
So, do you guys want to try and continue using the small guard tower as your base for this downtime now for the next 3 weeks?
Well, yeah, I can't imagine why we need to branch out. There's not that many people here.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we could start building something bigger, but I wouldn't like pour like actual blood, sweat, and tears into starting it.
Okay. Lord Selmy did say that he wants you guys to continue growing as you have been, right? He's not trying to rush you along.
Yeah, organically. Yeah.
Actually, I think building an identical 30 by 30 building next to wherever the new farmhouse is going to be is appropriate. Like, there's a farmhouse going up, right?
Yes, they're in the process of building their house and their farm and all that. My suggestion,
Like, they were focused on that.
my suggestion to you would be that if you guys are going to build something over there, you build like a barracks type of building, something that'll hold 20 people instead of just 10. But that is up to you guys, how you guys want to handle all that. How much nitty gritty do you guys want to get into base building and that sort of thing? I like that part of a video game. I don't know what you guys like, and I don't know who wants to be involved in it. But essentially, you guys are now at the point in the Shadow of Mordor games where you have gotten followers and you can now start upgrading your castle.
I was thinking more XCOM.
Also XCOM, where you're upgrading the
base.
The base.
That's essentially where you guys are at. You guys are deciding what buildings you want to put money into, what hirelings you want to buy. It could also be.
Well, we know we need a blacksmith.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
I don't know if hiring one and putting them on the base is full-time blacksmith would be worth it at this point.
I mean, if you don't want to hire an actual blacksmith, you could arguably hire a mercenary at the same 1 gold per week that has blacksmithing skills.
Well, can Robert blacksmith? I mean, he had a forge in his barn.
Robert can shoe horses somewhat.
I can do that.
Robert's blacksmithing was like, oh, let me straighten a fucking a bent plow, or let me shoe a horse.
Yeah, so basically, he knows about as much as I do.
Mid is going to head to the nearest town. And he's going to get on a fucking wooden crate, and he's going to give a little recruitment speech.
How'd you get?
Matter of fact, to supplement that, is the pirate chick in port currently? Like, is she here?
She's not at the Pieces of 8 currently, no.
Okay. Well, next time she's around, let me know, and I'll ask her to, when she goes downriver, to put out a call for mercenaries that are looking to hire on.
But you should definitely not try and take her people.
No. I'm looking for like people that want to fight on land,
port,
not on a boat. Yeah.
She probably has a blacksmith that's on ship. Of
also
some
a
sort.
different kind of blacksmith, but yes.
Yeah, like she's looking for sailors. I'm looking for, infantrymen. So
But
I wouldn't
if
take
they'll,
her.
while in port, sharpen our weapons for a fee, that might be good for now.
Well,
So I'm sorry,
sharpening weapons, Marcus and Robert can do. That sort of basic maintenance is.
Yeah.
I mean, like repair of like any kind of like the rudimentary shit that we need temporarily, for wear and tear. I'm sure they can handle for now. We still want a permanent one, but
okay.
Us yappy alpha males talk a lot, but I believe Frag was trying to say something. So.
Well, I mean, her downtime is essentially going to trying to do some more self-teaching and games when it comes to trying to thank you, by the way.
No problem.
To essentially playing games with herself, trying to play pranks on the rest of the party by like like not actual like hurtful pranks, but like pranks that she'll know that'll like that aha gotcha kind of pranks. But it's essentially that's her way of trying to like practice her sneaking, her thievery, getting into Marcus's stuff, or if there are any like locked things, definitely fiddling with it, but like putting it back because she know this isn't codpiece material.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's just, but that's just her way of practicing her skills.
Practicing when there's no repercussions.
Yeah.
Like
so
there's actually a downtime endeavor
that's
called training, and I'm totally down for saying that that's what you're doing. That sounds really
that's just her way of her training her skills is with pranks, hiding and sneaking and goofing off, but like actually she's just really just trying not to be seen and being super low key with all of her super skills.
So next time you go to spend experience points, any one of your skills you can go ahead and spend them towards. You don't need a reason because we're on downtime now. Is there anything that Frag wants to do as far as does Frag have any opinions on base building?
Not I mean, she doesn't know the lick and tail of how to or what it matters, because so she's just like building. I could climb on that.
All right.
Yeah.
She just wants a warm roof over her head.
Yeah. Essentially is her main focus because she would try to like ask Mid or Marcus to try to educate her on like, I don't know, what's the importance of this thing? Like why how did last meeting do? Like what was the purpose of all this? Like to have them explain it to her in little people terms, so she can like understand like why this is a big deal. Like, oh, we're allowed to do this now? I thought you could just pitch a tent wherever. I don't know.
I like it.
So that would be her grasp on the trying to be influenced in the whole building making.
All right, I like it.
Mid asks Rolf if our expanding dwelling should have any kind of center for the caring of injured, or anywhere we might want to do advanced surgery or recovery, or like Mid
Yeah,
knows shit about this. He's like, I take direction from you, but it occurs to me that Sir Marcus was gravely injured, and if he was unable to participate in our endeavors for a period of time, he would need somewhere to convalesce.
Yeah, I think that's a smart idea. I mean, especially the room that I perform surgery should probably have good lighting. We don't want to do it in the barn. That's we want something that has a little bit in an apothecary type situation. I could actually start putting the stores together for such an endeavor if we need to do that. But I agree. We do need to have that kind of situation because it's not just Marcus that's could be hurt or injured. It's one of us. I mean, and I need a place to do that.
Did you show anybody the tower that I designed?
No, I did not, and I have not had the chance to put it on the map yet, which is why I have not moved over to it.
Gotcha. I do have the PNGs I sent you. That was just like the quick first and
if
second.
you want to go ahead and send that to the Discord so everyone can look it over. All right, so Frag's downtime is taken care of. Rolf, so it's 3 weeks of downtime. In theory, you get 3 different endeavors. Frag, would you like to spend some time making money for yourself also?
Oh, if I'm making money, it would be by taking.
I mean,
but
that is how you can go into town and whatnot. You can.
Actually, I'm going to go into town and I'm going to speak and try and recruit people. If you want to pick the pockets of those who are standing there idly, that's easy.
Yes. It's easy for me to practice on.
All right, so Frag, go ahead and give me a. I don't remember what your class skill was, but whatever it's the one that was in italics.
Oh. Under combat?
No, I think it was. So hold on.
Advanced?
You're an actual rogue, right?
Yeah.
So the actual rogue.
Career thief, career path thief.
She's a goblin rogue.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what Frag was designed from.
Okay, did you?
I assume you have engineering.
You hit thief. You're actually the second rank already.
Because I focused everything on.
So you're gonna roll stealth urban, and if it is successful, you'll get some money.
Well,
do you want to fortune point that? We are only half hour from the end of the night.
Yes.
Go ahead, because that would have put you in jail.
You would have been hanging out with Roger.
There you go.
Hey.
All right, so go ahead and roll 5d10. All right, so you managed to acquire yourself 15 silver as your 15 pockets and whatnot. It's in a variety of coins. Mostly it's copper, but that's the total wealth.
Yeah.
All right, so Mid, you are going on a recruitment thing. We're going to call that one of your endeavors. How do you want to handle that?
So it'll be public speaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
So standard public speaking is I make a charm roll with my success levels plus my fellowship bonus, the amount of people I charm. Since I have the public speaking talent, that is times 5.
Do you want me to come with you and stand there all like chivalrously and whatnot? I don't have to talk, but having a knight standing next to you might lend some weight to your words.
The knight being being present might actually hurt it, because if you're so unimportant that you don't have something better to do.
Exactly.
Fair.
Yeah, exactly. They expect you to take the stage and say a few words. It gets messy. I'm just basically I'm doing is our deeds.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
I'm talking of our deeds. Like, we started with a tournament. We saved a wedding. We prevented, battle. We saved a farm. We saved the inn. etc. So I'm just going through our deeds and saying that we're looking for able-bodied men of who are men and women who are capable of wielding a sword or contributing in some form. We're not just taking warriors, but if there's a blacksmith, an apothecary, a farmer who can assist our crew.
Yeah, essentially you're hiring. Marcus, you don't actually have to pay Robert and Elaine because they get things off their farm and sell it to, and that's their income. And then their rent to you is that they provide food for you guys.
That works.
Which is part of the reason that things are cheaper.
If possible, I'm gonna help Mid out with his recruitment drive. By being scary and.
Okay. So one of you two.
At the same time, inspired.
So one of your two you guys are endeavoring together. Roderick, go ahead and give me a. No, sorry, it's going to give Mid a +10. That's how assists work. So go ahead.
I'll also say the more captivating we are, Frag should get a gold bonus because she's the one picking the pockets for everyone who's staring at us.
Sure. Let's see how you do.
And I have gravitas and rhetoric.
You actually have talents for this?
So.
Okay,
no.
All right.
But,
I was gonna say shit.
Those sounded like talents. I was convinced.
All right.
Yeah, we all know what's happening with that roll. Not much better.
Wow. So your first endeavor, people were like, no one's particularly interested, even with Roderick's assistance.
That's all right. We're in the montage phase of the game, so like Mid goes back, like rewrites his speech because he was too wordy.
So go ahead. Do you want to go back to Ashford, which is where you just did this, or do you want to go to a smaller town?
Let's see. Ashford was where again?
Between Harvest Hall and Cider Hall, right on the Cockles front.
Oh, we're going to Cider Hall this time. Those people know us.
All right. That's fine. So your second endeavor, you're going to be doing recruitment still? Go for it. Roderick, are you going with him for the second one?
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
Are you going to fortune point that one? Remember, you did get a free one.
There we go.
Okay. So I'm going to say that you managed to charm 2 new recruits, one of which is a blacksmith. So you have an unnamed blacksmith that you guys can write down.
The blacksmith needs him.
Fine. Name him.
Blacksmith. No. His name is Negro Smith.
Come on
now. His name is I have no idea what his name is, dude. Where's he from?
We're gonna go with Ogren. No last name.
He's an Ogren.
Ogren.
I would not have said that. All right, fair enough. Then again, I couldn't come up with anything. Good enough.
So you can write him down. Now, here's the issue. It's been 2 weeks. You're now at 11 people. You definitely don't have space for the 11 people. Mid, what's your third thing going to be? And Roderick, are you going with him?
Let's see. We're already together, right? So we're riding around. We're telling tales. We got Frag with us. Fuck it. I challenge Roderick to a duel. I want combat training to be my last thing.
All right.
I'm like, fuck it. Let's do this.
Are you both doing combat training? All right. So each of you go ahead and make a weapon skill roll.
Instead of just being like a regular actor.
Is weapon skill not melee?
No, yeah, sorry, it is melee.
Fredgar was the one that died, right?
Fredgar is the one that died, yes.
I left him out of my speeches.
Okay.
Not great, not terrible.
You both pass. So in the next adventure, you will have one chance where you can roll and reverse the numbers. Mark that on your character sheet somewhere.
Excellent.
Well, that was
right, Mark.
that I wanted to do during my downtime, right?
Yep, so you can do that also. You got plenty of people there to do it with. Rolf, do you have activities that you want to be doing?
Well, yep, I think I've got to look at the apothecary. Maybe that's one of the endeavors. I start getting that together so that I have the apothecary at where our base is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think that's one of the things that I need to do. Um, I've obviously, after patching Marcus up, I think I need to learn a little bit about more about surgery. I did a decent job, but I think it's lacking. So I think that's the other thing that I wouldn't mind trying to find maybe some books or something that I could actually study and start studying the anatomy and things of that nature that will help in surgery.
Speaking of, if you check that tower in the bottom right corner, there's like a chilling chair with an ottoman and a bookcase next to it.
Yep.
So there's books in that tower. So I specifically walk over to Rolf, and I say, "My friend, thank you for saving my life." And I hand him some gold, and I'm like, "Go find more information on how to save my life better."
All right,
I will
so
pay him to go find those books.
all right, so your first endeavor, we're going to call it just working on things that you need for the base. Your
Yep.
second endeavor, we're going to call it that research endeavor. So you're going to roll a either a lore check or a heal check, depending on what kind of research you're wanting to get. And
Probably heal. I would imagine that's going to be what I want to.
okay, so go ahead and give me that heal roll.
That's what we got. Oh my gosh, I hate this.
They did give you a free fortune point if you'd like to use it.
I was going to use it. Thank goodness that was it Lady Arson that gave me that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
appreciate that. So
It's
let me
everyone's-
try to get
It's everyone's favorite Irish girl. All right.
much better.
So with that endeavor, I am pretty sure that now when you go to make a roll, you can flip them around, but I'm going to double check. Research.
I figure this goes along with the fact that I am getting very close to the second tier of, in which will include surgery.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to find out some research. You got some books. You got some anatomy manuals and stuff like that. Now, you guys come back on this second week now. Mid has new people. Rolf has like chests of stuff that you guys are all at the tower. Marcus, what is your first week?
It was I wanted to learn how to read better. Whatever thing to flip the die.
Do you have the experience points to buy read and write right now?
Right now, I have 90. So no.
You know what? I'll give it to you for the 90.
Alright.
So you can go ahead and put read and write on your thing.
Where would it go?
Under talents.
It's a talent.
Yeah, it's a talent. You just write it in.
I'll tell you where, Joe.
And
where's-
then you want to do combat training?
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a weapon.
Because the combat training was basically me paying mid for teaching me how to read and write.
Right. So go ahead and give me that melee roll.
Alright. Weapon skill, right?
Your weapon. Your actual
Melee. Yeah.
Oh, roll my my hammer.
That is correct.
Cool.
Okay, you are successful, so you will have one chance in the next adventure to flip a roll.
Gotcha.
And
Bro,
what,
on the advances page in the bottom center under human, where it says talent name, write read/write, and then put a check mark next to it.
Gotcha.
all right,
It's good. And give yourself 10 bonus XP so your character sheet balances.
Shit, talent, right?
Mm-hmm. And then what do you want to do for your third thing?
I know there was something that we discussed, but I don't remember what it was now.
I mean, you can make money.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was do the ferrying thing, ferrier or whatever.
However, at this point, I will say that instead of farrier being the way that you make money, it's now actually, mercenary work.
Oh, we beat some people up?
Essentially, he's putting people on contracts and stuff like that.
Ah.
So go ahead and roll melee cavalry.
So sending followers on away missions. Got it.
Essentially. Yeah.
Mission table.
Melee cavalry.
Depending on how this goes, you may injure or lose followers.
So you have to give them it's a 5-star mission. Joellen and Xander together are a 7-star party. They're safe. But we want to send Radgar to go take out a mercenary camp. He's a 5-star adventurer and it's a 6-star mission.
All right, so go ahead and roll.
I rolled melee cavalry. It's a 24.
Yeah, I know, I saw, and you got three ratings of success. You actually rolled very well.
I'm silver 5 now, by the way.
Yep. So go ahead and roll 8d10.
Good lord.
Jesus. All right, you gain 51 silver stags.
For me.
Which ain't bad. The final thing that I want you to start looking at is what is it that you wanted to have people doing while you guys were doing other things. Oh, you almost made 3 gold off of that.
Yeah.
We should have our warriors training our newbies, right?
Well, it's at the point where you have to decide now. You have 7 people. Do you want them building your buildings, which will make the buildings cost half as much as they would if you were to hire laborers?
Yeah, we need barracks.
We're going to need a bigger building before long, so we might as well just swallow our pride and start doing it at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. And Roderick is not at all against helping the build, even though, you know, he did his things. But
well,
he can.
Yeah, you guys can definitely work on that. So
we can put like fishing nets and stuff like as decoration on the outside.
No, Robert, just go chop the trees. Reeve the wood. We'll do the building. We're good.
Reeve the wood. Pay the iron price for this tree.
So what I'm going to tell you is that a barracks is going to run you 100 gold crowns to build. For materials, and that'll be furnished, right?
And that's per story, like.
Well, a barracks usually is a 1-story building.
Yeah, with beds.
With beds. I'll say if you want, you can pay 100 gold for a barracks, 75 gold for a blacksmith's, and 75 gold for a small house, which will essentially be where you guys, the PCs, live. That'll have your libraries and shit like that.
I don't have that much gold.
Oh, I thought you guys were already like 280 or some shit like that.
212, because remember, we had to pay stuff.
That is true.
Well, we started at 230. We're at 212 now.
That is true.
Is it really 75 gold for a building when a peasant makes like X amount of gold in a bloody year?
Which is why they don't own them. A rural hovel costs 90 gold crowns.
Should have me as well. Rather than
Normally, and again, these are things that normally get built over time and things like that. If you want to start the construction on them, we can finish them with the next mission and stuff like that. Or
a house for ourselves that's nice. I'd prioritize the medical quarters for Rolf anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. The medical quarters for Ralph, we can say will only be like 40 gold crowns because it's a small, like it's probably like a 20 by 20. And just has
infirmary.
Yeah, it's just an infirmary. How does that sound to you guys?
That works. So we're doing the barracks and the infirmary?
And the blacksmith, I thought, was what you guys wanted.
Well, blacksmith and infirmary is already 140 gold, right? I mean, the barracks and the infirmary is 140.
Yeah,
right?
and we'll leave you the blacksmith at 50. Because it's also a small building.
That'd be 190.
Yep.
Well, we better find a job sooner when we broke.
We can hold off on the blacksmith and just use the anvil we have and not the full forge for now. Because we don't want to be broke as shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, and you guys, your horses are currently being tied outside. Well, actually, I'm going to say that you guys are putting the horses in the...
Did you even look at the thing I sent you, bro?
Yes, I did.
It has a building for him or space for him.
Well, right, but I think that's over at the Pieces of 8. I didn't know if you guys were splitting your time between the two.
I mean, it's
Oh,
only a mile, bro.
actually-
Don't know anything about small towns. You could ride that in like 2 seconds.
For a fair point, you guys could not build your house, and the 5 of you live in that place.
The tower? I mean, we have to staff it no matter what, right? So yeah, that's fine.
All right, so you guys are good. Sounds like you guys have your initial plans. The barracks will be done. I'm going to say that you put in the order for the barracks at the start of the 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be done in 2 more weeks.
Nice.
And you guys will have essentially 2 buildings plus the farm. Because Robert and Elaine have been building their own place also.
Right,
Next.
so yeah,
Go ahead.
we are left with 72 gold if we build the barracks and the infirmary.
Perfect. All right, sounds good. And then you guys essentially have like a thatch roof or whatever, which is functioning as your blacksmith for right now. Something small. All
Something
right.
out back.
Yeah. So something, nothing out of this world.
Ooh, not me.
Now you guys.
I'm like mid. No more recruiting. Now we need work.
I'll go out and look for work.
Mid's like, I'll go out and look for work, and he turns around, and there is a young man with a scroll.
Nailed it.
Good job, man. Consider yourself promoted.
He's very good at that.
It is.
He hands it to you. It is a letter from Lord Selmy.
I'm like, yo, check this out, and I start reading it
A single
because I can
tear
do that now.
rolls
What?
down on Mid's cheek.
That's just more impressive to people than the fact that you can swing a hammer. Lord Selmy requests the 5 of you plus 2 additional soldiers for a mission.
Works. We'll take the bard and the. Actually,
Wait,
she said
bad
she's
card.
not really into fighting, so yeah, let's take Xander and regular.
Okay. Good choices.
Yes. She
What's,
could stay here and apply her trade as a bard and make her own money for the time
Yeah.
given.
I guess we
I
leave-
tell them, I say, while we're on the road, us 7, if you guys want to, since you're still a mercenary company, feel free to go out and find your own contracts. Like if you guys want to work and make coin, don't sit around with your thumbs up your butts. Like if you're not building, or if you guys are done building and you want to branch out and do your own thing, I'm cool with it.
For right now, you say that, and Xander looks at all of them, and they're like, everybody building, hammers in hands.
For now, yeah.
I think Xander thinks that he's a lieutenant material.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Xander's, he's cool money.
All right.
He shot mid once.
We're about
but-
to ride out to Selmy's, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I go.
He
hey,
shot
Marcus,
Rolf once too.
I noticed that your horse has been looking a little jealous that your destrier is getting ridden all over the place, and we're leaving the other one behind.
Well, as my squire, I believe I owe you a gift, and take that in the form as a horse.
Nailed it. I jump on the horse. Does this horse have a name?
Look at that art.
It's the horse with no name.
No, it's named Ann now. I named your horse.
Okay.
I was just going with the joke of naming it Roach because that's what the Witcher did. Girl.
Yep. And then Mid named it Ann.
Anne.
Your horse is probably male. It's still named Ann.
His name is Susan, and he wants you to approve of his lifestyle choices.
Ann is the Valerian word for horse.
Excellent. So Roderick, Rolf, and Frag are on the wagon. Mid and Marcus are riding alongside you guys. And you guys
I pull
are...
Roderick. Oh, hold up. Before we leave, I pull Roderick over, right? And then I'm not a headlock type thing. Just isn't a camaraderie like, hey, what's up? And I pat the horse, and I go, what do you think of Kraken for the horse?
Boy, every day I am more surprised at you. In a good way.
Hey,
I love it.
I heard what happened to my wound when I was bleeding out. And certain things can be explained and certain things can't. And I'm willing to put my faith in the drowned god at this point. Even more so than I already did. So.
Don't say that out loud because that's a good way to not get it promoted later on.
Roderick beams and he gives he gives Marcus a bear hug, lifts him up.
Which is
I
not
really
easy
see it,
because
boy.
he's not a small person.
Yeah. But we are both large men.
Yeah.
True. We share a very manly hug.
Yeah.
The manliest of hugs.
I'm proud of you, boy. I'm sure there are great things in your future, and I can't wait to see them.
I hope so. And trust me, if you're there by my side, I'm sure there will be.
So,
You too, Frag. Get in here.
so you guys.
Mid sort of slides on over to Rolf.
So you guys are now
Oh, no.
essentially a mounted unit.
Roderick is gonna walk over to them, pick them up, and just bring them in for the hug.
At this
Group
point,
hug.
at this point, Xander's like, "You see, we're like a family." To the other
Get in here,
guys,
Xander.
Grab your hands. Hugs. Grab your hands.
Xander's like, "I am Lieutenant Material."
Is he hugging us from like the outside? Like
Yes,
I am
it's-
part of this.
I told him to get in here.
So you guys are riding. Roderick, Wolf, Frag, Xander, and Ragnar are on the wagon. Marcus and Mid are riding alongside. The fact that you guys are all now mounted has made the trip from your home to Harvest Hall is only 3 days instead of the 4 or 5.
Roderick the entire way.
Huh?
Roderick vomits the entire way.
Roderick is at this point is almost used to the wagon.
I'm just assuming you drink yourself into a drunken stupor and you wake up in Harvest Hall.
Wait, can Roderick be like Mr. T?
Roderick-
I get on the horse.
I pity the fool who tried to put me on a horse.
Takes a sip of ale and just falls unconscious.
Roderick is unintentionally B.A. Baracus.
Yep.
Ooh, I forgot I actually had consume alcohol as a skill.
I love
I
that
have
it's a
that.
skill in this game. So you guys ride out to Harvest Hall, and Terran meets you guys out front. He says there's no time for pleasantries. He sees that you guys brought the horses. He says, I should have mentioned that in the letter, although it's better that you got here quickly. The 7 of you are going to pretend to be cargo.
Nice.
I have experience in that.
He says pirates have recently started attacking ships off the off the Cape of Wrath, and Stannis has requested his newest knight lead the Marines that hunt down and eliminate the pirates.
Roderick is just standing there at half-mast.
Roderick is a little concerned, actually. As soon as he heard pirates are attacking the Stormlands, like his smile faded a little bit, and he's concerned.
It's like, do we know what the origin of these pirates are?
From across the sea.
Oh. They're bravos. We're good.
Oh, okay.
From across the
Alright.
sea.
So they're not Ironborn.
Not that we've been able to tell. Usually the Ironborn vessels aren't strong enough to take naval-to-naval combat.
I give him a death glare.
Mid's still on the side pretending to be cargo.
So he says, what I require of the unfortunate sons is this.
Anyway.
It is an active hunting mission. We are providing you guys with a ship and a crew. I need you to hunt down the pirates, ideally capture them, determine the location of their port, determine the amount of numbers they have, and if it's one ship, which we don't believe it is, take it out yourself. If it's more, send a raven so that we can get you backup.
Fair enough. This crew, are we supposed to listen to them, or are they supposed to listen to us?
He looks at you. He says, so consider this 2 command structures. You are the captain of the Marines on board. The captain is the captain of the sailors on board. You're expected to
Fair
work
enough.
together, but you each have your own specialty.
And on matters of decision making regarding the mission,
Marcus is in charge of the mission. He's a knight. The other one's a commoner.
understood.
Works.
He says, this is how this is going to work. Instead of a flat fee, you guys are going to get a bounty of 10 gold per pirate you capture, 100 gold per ship, a pirate ship that you sink. will provide food and board while you're on ship. If you
When do we leave?
if you capture any captains, their bounty will be 30 gold.
Capture?
Capture.
Do you want them dead or alive?
Dead, they're worth 10. Alive, they're worth 30.
There. When are we leaving?
Next week. But it's a week's travel to where you're leaving from.
Where are we leaving from?
Geographically, Storm's End's probably the most logical choice. Unless we head south to Stonehelm, which you'd have to go through mountains to get to. That might actually also be Dornish land.
No, you guys are heading to Stonehelm. There is a path from Blackhaven to Stonehelm.
Got it.
So it's actually 2 weeks, sorry.
Fair enough.
Do you have any needs to negotiate?
I'm pretty sure you'll pay me a fair wage, all things considered.
Excellent. Do you need work for your other men, or do they have things to do while you're away?
They are currently building a barracks. They were informed if they finished to find their own work. But if you want, please send them a raven, and if you have anything to extend to them, at your leisure.
Okay, should be fun. All right, so.
Also, can we, none of our ravens currently on call here know where the Pieces of 8 Tavern is, do they?
Your raven does.
Well, mine does, but he's not going to be able to catch up to us if we send them out, right?
He says, no, I mean, none of the ravens here actually know where the Pieces of 8 are, no.
Alright, I'll send a rider then.
I think we should require some ravens for the journey that can get back from the sea.
I was going to say we're probably going to need at least 2.
So they say we could. The ship will have 4 ravens on it.
Perfect.
Understand that those ravens are one-way ravens. They don't.
Yeah.
They can't find the boat.
No, of course. I asked the seneschal if there's a rider that I can employ.
I say yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna go check this out.
We won't even charge you.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go check this out. I'm gonna pen a letter, y'all. I'm like, to Varn, Warren said pirate queen chick of the river, if she's doing some shit, be careful, because we about to be out on them streets, you heard?
Apparently I told him to write in Ebonics. It's weird.
But I'm basically like, listen, if you're doing stuff out there, either rein it in or be very careful, because we're being tasked to hunt pirates.
She's
Out of pocket.
Yeah, she's absolutely a river pirate. You're fine.
Wow.
It's entirely different kind of pirating.
I don't know if she has friends she wants to warn, like pull back for a month or two and then continue doing what you're doing. I'm just looking out for her good, her best interest. So maybe at some point down the line, if we need her help, she's like, "You looked out for me."
All right. All right, that sounds good.
Frag will to the side, timidly, tug on Roderick's arm and feel like, is being on a boat scary? Is it scary? Is it fun?
So,
I've never been on a big
cat.
boat.
I don't think Frag's ever seen the ocean. This is gonna be.
No. She a street rat. She hasn't been this far south. No.
So you guys, are you buying anything before you leave? They give you.
Roderick should probably respond. No?
Yeah, Roderick, you gonna answer her?
Oh, sorry.
Dramamine. Frag, to curse through the waves, to chart your path in the open seas, to plunder and pillage those who are weaker than you. There is nothing like it. Ignore that last part. Being on a boat is the natural state for an Ironborn. But you're not an Ironborn. To be in the open sea with the breeze in your face. To feel the drowned god's will upon you. You're not really a... Well, it's great. It's great. You like it.
Okay.
To get you somewhat used to it on the way to wherever we're going, we'll stand up in the cart.
I like to stand up in the car anyway. It's fun.
Oh, so
It's
you'll
like
be
a
fine.
balancing act. It's easy.
You'll be
like
fine.
to see.
All right.
Uh,
I've been on a boat before because I drowned, so I'm good.
You've been on a boat before, but last time it didn't go well.
It'll go better this time. I'm blessed now.
That's true.
So I'm like, should I even bring my plate mail? Like, plate mail and water don't go well together.
That is what you're. So you don't actually have plate mail. I thought you only have the chainmail and your helmet.
Well, yeah. I guess I could bring my helmet because if I go overboard, I just go.
So Vikings wore chainmail, but they didn't wear it on the ship. They wore it when they landed.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll probably just rock my leather garb until.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything they want to do?
Mid silently thinks to himself that this is going to be the closest he ever has been to his ancestral land, but he doesn't say that.
That is true. That's funny. Actually.
Roderick is hyped.
So you guys travel
before we
through...
get where we got to. I was gonna say before we get where we got to go, I would like to go with Roderick to the weaponsmith and pick out some decent weapons for a boat. Unless they're gonna provide us with weapons when we get there. If that's the case, then I'll save the little money we have left.
I mean, the sword and shield doesn't work too terribly.
Well, I have a hammer and shield, but
I mean, the hammer and shield doesn't work too terribly.
because I know you usually want a short sword on a boat because there's not much room to maneuver. So
Not the kind of boat that you guys are on. You guys are going to be on a merchant's vessel. It's bigger than the house that you just built.
gotcha. All right. Also, how much is he paying us?
I told you guys.
Yeah, it's quantified per prize.
This is a prize.
Gotcha. I thought there was like an upfront payment as well as.
This is a commission-based assignment.
Gotcha.
It's all based on your own success. So you guys travel through Blackhaven, where you're able to say hello to the people that you used to know. You travel through Danelands, down the river to Stonehelm, and you are now looking out over the Sea of Dorne.
Oh. Wait. Okay. Wait. For real. Quick question out of character. So is swimming like an athletic-based role?
I'm going to double check that swim is not a separate skill.
Because oh wait, nope, it is. Never mind, I have it.
Okay.
All right, we're good. I was like, wait a second. Did you even know how to swim? Okay, I do have the skill. Never mind.
Now everybody has seen the ocean before except for Frag and Mid. Had you seen the ocean before? Yeah, probably.
Probably not, actually. Unless his father, I mean, my father is fairly worldly. He, traveled as a bard before he landed himself, so it's possible, but it's also possible he didn't.
Yeah,
I don't think Rolf has, to be very honest with you.
Well, he has to have seen it passing through the neck.
Well, that's true.
You know.
But yeah, Frag is definitely standing, mouth agape, kind of just wide-eyed, like, what? What?
Isn't it beautiful, lass? The greatest thing there ever was.
So, and you guys see the ship. It is a large ship. It's a type of ship called a caravel. It's I think about 60 feet long. It's got 3 decks. The entire cargo hold has been refitted to be your barracks, essentially. Yeah, it's 3 decks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It is 55 feet long from tip to stern. And you guys are in the 3rd deck. It also has a forecastle and an aft castle, or a quarter deck.
I'm assuming you got a boat map, bruh?
Yes, I do.
Just let us see it.
Oh, well, I hadn't actually put it on Roll20 yet because I didn't
Ah.
expect us necessarily to get this far tonight. So this is, I'm going to send you guys in Discord the map, but this is not necessarily the map that we will be using.
Now remember, folks, if you want to see all the stuff that we post in Discord, you can join the Honeybee rank in our Patreon, and you can get access to our Discord.
That is 100% true. If you want to see all the nonsense that we post on Discord, that is where you can find it. And with that, we are actually going to go ahead and call it with you guys boarding the ship. Viewers, if you guys want to pick the name of our ship, submit on Facebook the name of the ship before next week, and we will pick one of them. It's not a voting. It is not a voting thing.
Doesn't work.
Not a voting thing. But submit names, and we'll pick one of the names that you guys submit. No, bad Tom. This is why it's not. That is exactly why it is not a voting thing. Let us know also how you guys liked the new later start time for Unfortunate Sons. Now they're starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so now channel announcements. Ship Sinkerton? No, that's so much worse.
That's worse. We don't want that.
Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing the second chapter of Good Boys. We have some stuff in the works for that. Floaty would, but that's better than Ship Sinkerton. Worse than Floaty McRoyface. Frag, everybody's favorite street urchin, Leslie, is actually going to be working on some art for us for Good Boys, so keep an eye out for that soon, which will also lead to new t-shirt designs and whatnot. And so that'll be 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. Monday, we will be back for Land of Ice and Snow, where my party will learn that don't rest in dungeons unless you take appropriate measures. So that's actually better than the other three, but still not good. Keep an eye out because July 31st we'll be doing our first 3BR one-off, which will be a Star Trek Adventures game where the cast will be taking on the roles of the crew of a Klingon bird of prey as they loot and raid throughout the quadrant. And that's all of my announcements.
Space Ironborn.
100%. It's Space Ironborn and
Honor.
and everyone's favorite 3BR Lucky Charm will be part of that cast also. So Hulu's just got to type. So tonight we will be raiding
Underwear.
No, we're not raiding underwear.
Maybe you're not.
I don't even know how you raid underwear. That's not how this works. Okay, so tonight we're gonna be raiding.
If I gotta explain it, you're too young to know.
Fair.
You have 3 kids. How do you know how to raid underwear?
Oh shit! So we're gonna be raiding Hunter's Entertainment.
Is that what Barbarian, I think?
Because it is not in Portuguese. Not that I have an issue with Portuguese, right? But our viewers assumedly don't speak Portuguese. Otherwise, they wouldn't be listening to my smooth sounds. Guys, thanks so much for watching. It has been a blast. I hope you guys like these sort of logistics games where we do mostly RP stuff. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you think we're doing. And with all that being said, good night, Gracie.
All right.
Good night, guys.